WildBerry Quilting, and I'm back. Today I've got a fabric showcase for you, and we're going to go over Reading Nook, yay, from Sarah Watts with the Ruby Star Society. But before we do that, I just wanted to say thank you so much to Holly from Dandelion Stitches. Giving me a shout out in her video was so unexpected but so very appreciated, and I don't know how to say thank you enough. So thank you. And I really hope that you guys are able to join me again and enjoy these videos, and that we can all have fun together. Alright, on to the fabric. Okay, so this line just came out in April, and this is May, so it's very, very new. And when I saw it, I fell in love. It is so adorable, and it just paints a beautiful picture of just, you know, it could be any season. It really could be, but it paints a beautiful picture of wanting to just cuddle up on a nice comfy couch with your favorite little kitty friend and glass of your favorite tea and a good book. And it's just, I thought it was too adorable, and I just felt it all the way. So here we go. This is the first fabric in the line. These little kitty heads are kind of looking in all directions at each other, and it's very, kind of reminds me of the Brady Bunch, but for cats. And that's kind of like a pinky corally color on a cream background. And this is a tone on tone, kind of. It's like an eggshell or a cream color, and then it's got this stark white print over the top of it. Hopefully you can see that print. I think you can. And there are some other colorways of that later in the line, so if you couldn't get a very good idea of what the print looks like, you'll see it on some of the other ones as we open them. This is where I think it starts getting really good. We've got these adorable kitties and mice just crawling through the books in a library. It's like they're playing a little game of cat and mouse or hide and seek. I can totally see that. I just imagine this massive library with, and of course for some reason it's also an herbarium, and it's got herbs hanging up all over the place and bottles of herbal goodness. And here we go. We've got these beautiful flowers. Maybe this is why I think of it also having all of the herbs, is because of the flowers, the wildflowers. This is a really pretty saffron kind of yellow. Very pretty. Next, this is adorable. There are these little squirrels. You know, out of all of the different ones in the line, this is probably the one that is the most different. Doesn't quite, it still fits in with everything, but it just is, I don't know, it's almost a little bit more babyish feeling, but it's not because it has the other ones to pull it together, and it's got the flowers on it that are much more adult. So I don't know, it's growing on me, but I love the whole collection, and together it really pulls it together. So this, we've got these old Victorian locks. Looks like something that's from an old mansion or something. And the background color is this kind of rusty orange color, or maybe pumpkin-y orange. I don't know, it's got a little yellow to it too. And then the keys they're not keys, they're locks. The locks are this peachy pink color. Oh, and we're back to some more squirrels. You know, my mother-in-law had a squirrel that was missing a tail. He was out there. He was always into all kinds of different antics and getting into things in their yard, and they had such fun watching him. They named him Stubby. And that's kind of what this little guy reminds me of, although he definitely has a tail. And we've got that kind of yellowish pumpkin as the background, with the pink squirrels, and kind of like these flowers are kind of a plummy color. Funny thing about Stubby the squirrel, there was a hawk in the yard, and it was stalking these squirrels, and my father-in-law got so upset when he saw that hawk out there. He ran out there and tried to chase it off because he didn't want it to steal Stubby and eat him up. So this, I think, is one of my favorite fabrics in the line. I don't know, I just love seeing all the different tea bags. There's something so delightful about the eclectic nature of it. It's just, there's chai and matcha and yerba mate, Earl Grey. Ooh, look at the lemon. And I think this one is pronounced Rubios. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. Honestly, I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like I really ought to know the name of that type of tea. It seems to be a pretty popular one, and I do love my teas. Okay, next, this, if you remember, we had that tone on tone where it was kind of difficult to see. This one is that same print. Hopefully that's in focus for you. And this is a very pretty, kind of a soft, almost baby pink background with that white as the design over the top. Oh, more tea bags. Although I like the pink and yellow one better. I think I'll buy more of that to use as the backing when I do make this quilt. Isn't this pretty with the blue and the purple though? And it looks like it's non-directional, so some of the tea bags are going up and some are going down. So it's actually, I suppose it would be two-directional because they don't go sideways, just up and down. Oh, here's that very pretty large scale floral, but on a blue background. We've got kind of like a baby blue this time. It's so pretty. It's almost like, these flowers almost look like fans, like those old fans where it's like this and you're just like that's what I think of when I see these flowers. Very ornate fans. But that'd be really pretty actually if you were to make a fan that looked like a big flower like that, that would be adorable. All right, next, more squirrels. And I know these ones would be my mother-in-law's favorite squirrels because they are purple. And that is her favorite color. More cats in the library. Oh, try and get that in focus for you. We've got, there's a little kitty guy right here. And I think this mouse, he knows he's down there, I think. He's trying to hide. Maybe he's got a plan. Maybe he's gonna push some books over and distract him. All right, next. Some very pretty, I love this color. It's not pink, I know, it's like this very soft purple, but it is such a pretty color, purple. And these cute little cat heads. They look like they're plotting something. Now I really like this floral print. This is another one of my favorites from the line. This is just so pretty. You know, I love Sarah Watt's fabric. She has some of the most unique prints, and they all tell a story, and they all want to take you somewhere. I always feel like she's taking us on a journey when we look at her. Whenever I look at her fabrics, I feel like she's telling me a story and I'm going there with her. It's awesome. She's a good storyteller through her art. This is a very pretty one too. I could just say they're all very pretty because you know that's what I'm thinking. I need to come up with something else to say besides just that. You know, every one of this particular print, I really like. Usually when you see a print that you like from a fabric line, it can be difficult to, or you know right away which colorway is your favorite. But sometimes there will be one or two that you're like, I like this print, but I'm not so sure about that colorway. I can't say that about any of the ones with this print that she's got. Honestly, I can't say that about any of the fabrics in this line. I like all of the colorways, but specifically that print, there's 3 fabrics in that print in this line, and they are all just uniquely beautiful and standalone. Oh, look at those keys. Or, they're not keys, they're locks. And I'm gonna get that eventually. Or I'll just continue to keep referring to them as keys. But they are very cool. See, this whole line, it just kind of brings together all of the different unique paraphernalia from different things. That's what it makes me think of. There's a word for that, and I can't think of what it is. If you remember, it's like, I think it starts with an E. If you remember, put it in the comments, please. But it's one of those, you know, what my grandfather would have called a $2 word. All right, next, this is the third one of that flower print that I'm just so taken with. This one reminds me of like my grandmother's bed sheets, which does not sound necessarily like a pleasant thing, but no, I love old bed sheets. It brings back memories of spending the night at grandma's house and, you know, being out in the country, and I like that. All right, more of these kitty cats. This one is actually a very natural looking colorway for these cats. They almost look like they could be real kitties. And next, we've got cats in the library again. What kind of trouble are they getting into? Let's see if we can find a different part of the pattern repeat to show you. Oh, he's peeking out. So fun. And we've got more tea. What's your favorite kind of tea? Are you a tea drinker? Do you see your favorite type on this fabric? You know, I'm not sure I could pick a favorite. I love all different types. There's chai and red raspberry leaf, and of course there's good old-fashioned sweet tea as well. Can't beat that. Nice cold glass of sweet tea. And back to fabric. This is it's kind of like a deep teal color. And the same thing, the other two fabrics I went past with the tea bags and the cats in the library, those are both shades of teal as well. And we're back to the locks, which I will call correctly this time. And this is on a deep teal background. It almost looks navy in the camera, and it almost is, but it is a deep teal. And last, oh, not last, we still have two. How exciting, have an extra fabric than what you expected, right? We've got more cat heads. And again, that deep navy kind of teal color. It's not quite as dark as what navy is. This is definitely lighter than that on this one. The next one it is, but this one is definitely brighter than that. Try and focus. This is definitely brighter than, or not as dark as a navy, but it is a deeper shade of teal. Now this one, I would almost venture to say this one is navy, with then just a little bit lighter blue over the top as the design. And that was it. That's all of them. What do you think? Do you like this line? I'm excited. I can picture myself curling up with a good book under a quilt made out of this line. Speaking of books, what is your favorite type of book? What do you like to read? For me, I like the stranger than fiction kind of books. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, I'm talking about books that document old sightings of things like Nessie from the Loch Ness, the Loch Ness monster and stuff like that. And there's all different ones from all different places around the world. You'd be surprised. You can find some in your own backyard that are really interesting to read up on. And I could just spend hours reading about eyewitness accounts, and that's my idea of a fun book. Or I also like some classics like Journey to the Center of the Earth, and one that others might not always consider a classic, but I sure do. I really enjoy the Jurassic Park books. Those were good. As far as I know, there's only 2 of them, but I've read them both and they're both good. So, a couple of things for maybe not our next video, but I would really like to do this, and I'm hoping that you guys can give me a little feedback and tell me if this is something you'd enjoy too. I was thinking we could do a sew-along going through this book and making this barn sampler quilt. I love barn star quilts, and when I saw this book, I had to have it. So if you think that you'd like to do a sew-along of that, you'd like to watch that, let me know in the comments and maybe we can get that started. In addition to that, one of my new subscribers that Holly sent over, thank you again, Holly. One of our new subscribers, she asked that I give her Etsy shop a shout out, and her shop name is So Pretty 777, and she's putting up a coupon code for you guys so that you'll get 15% off. And I went and I checked out her shop, and it's very cute. She's got scrunchies and bags and stuff like that. So if you want to drop by and just have a look around, please feel free to do so, and don't forget her coupon code. I'll link that down below in the comments. And I think that's it. So, one other thing. In addition to the sew-along, I was thinking maybe a sew with me. I am just about to start quilting, free motion quilting my son's quilt, and this would be done on a domestic machine, not a long arm. I can't send my quilts out for a long arm, but I would love to take you along and show you how to do the free motion quilting, and maybe how to get comfortable with doing some motifs and different just off the cuff things. So if that sounds good to you, let me know, and like and subscribe, and I'll know, hey, let's continue with this kind of content. Alright, great. It was so much fun seeing you again and getting to hang out with you, and I hope you'll come back and spend some more time with me and see some more of my videos. Please like and subscribe. Bye.